Hello, good evening. It's 5 p.m. Welcome to 505. Coming up this evening, the Ghana AIDS Commission denies confirmation of HIV-based rejection by security services, and says investigation are ongoing into the matter.
The issue here is that now everyone who took part, for instance, if you know somebody who took part in the recruitment process, then when you see that person, one of the things that is likely to pop up in your mind is that is he or she part of it?
We have more from the press conference organized by the Commission on the Interior Minister's statement that 1,300 security services applicants tested positive for HIV. Also coming up tonight, minority demand immediate dismissal of Attorney General Dr. Dominic Ayine for supervising alleged wrongdoing in the disbursement of 350 million Ghana Cedi Relief Fund.
Should he fail to do the honorable thing, we call on the President, who swore an oath to preserve, protect, and defend this Constitution, to relieve him of office without delay.
Well, still in Parliament, but details. Plus, the minority says a pending legal restraints on the contingency fund cannot allow a government to make any withdrawal from the account. While still in Parliament, Health Minister Kwame Okyere Jnr blames contractor for delay in operationalization Wager Children's Hospital, and also Road Minister issues a 2-month deadline to have Hohoi Road contractor to complete work or face termination of his contract.
We see you working only partially in Hawkeye Town. None of the explanation you've given me can account for you not work. You have 2 months to bring your program to 20% or consider the fact that you'll bring somebody else to complete this work.
Well, later this evening, the new Patriotic Party set September 19th for National Delegates Conference. How our preparations will be speaking with the party, and later in business tonight.
Total fraud cases rises from 15,164 in 2022 to 24,778 in 2025. We will tell you more from the Bank of Ghana's fraud report.
We have these and more stories, plus some interesting analysis to do. Stay with us. This bulletin is coming to you live from our studios here. Digital address G0423598 Not Laboni, Third Daddy Walk on Class 91.3 FM in Accra. We also live on Ho FM 92.5, Hills 91.7 at Daklu, both in the Volta region, Max Empire 96.9 at Bazua in the Upper East region, Dagbon FM 102.5 in Tamale Radio Park 96 in Spain. We're live on Facebook. Connect with us or join us with a thought, comment, and contribution to with a hashtag 505, alternatively through our WhatsApp number 0500,000 202. My name is Kwame Okyere Jnr. It's time, it's 505. Welcome. Well, 505 is always brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go, review, scratch for win, and Electroland Ghana Limited. Now to the very first story. The Ghana AIDS Commission says it has not received confirmation that any applicant in the recent security services recruitment exercise was wrongfully denied employment solely because of their HIV status. The latest comment follow public concern over reports that some applicants in the security recruitment process have been disqualified after testing HIV positive. Interior Minister Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak says about 1,300 applicants in the recent security service recruitment exercise tested positive for HIV during mandatory medical screening. He spoke yesterday when he appeared to answer questions pertaining the several assurances he made in Parliament to implement a number of policies and programs of the ministry from 2025.
Well, we in fact, I remember it's here when we were discussing the argument. Let's send them the results. And then I remember, the recent recruitment, we had, I think, about 1,300 or so that were on HIV. And then they said, can you imagine sending somebody a results, telling the person that you have HIV? That's not the procedure. The person has to go through some orientation. So one of the things that we did was simply to say that when you get disqualified, you are given a contact to reach out if you are interested in knowing the details. Then when you call, then they assist you to let you know. Because interestingly, some of the things that we realize are treatable. So people need to know and then also get treatment so that subsequent recruitment they could join.
So that's the Minister for Interior, Alhaji Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, speaking during when he was answering questions pertaining the number of policies he wants to implement or he has implemented from 2025. Now, the Ghana AIDS Commission has therefore urged the public to refrain from concluding while investigations into the matter are ongoing. At a press briefing, the AIDS Commission says it is engaging the security agencies involved in the recruitment process to establish whether any applicant was excluded from employment because they tested positive for HIV/AIDS.
We have not confirmed from the security agencies that their refusal to employ these people was based solely on their HIV status alone. The initial information we have is that, and from the general public from what was released, is that series of tests were conducted on these recruits, over 100,000, and it was identified that 1,300 were found to be HIV positive. In our world, in our scientific world of HIV, normally the test that is done is the screening test, the first response test. And the protocols, both in the nation and other parts of the continent, requires that you do confirmatory tests of your initial screening test that is done.
So that's the response or the clarification from the Ghana AIDS Commission. I've been joined on the phone by fraud and crime prevention consultant Richard Kumado. Mr. Kumado, I'm grateful for your time on 505.
Thank you.
Great.
Go ahead, please.
Great. I'm sure that you heard what the clarification is from the Ghana AIDS Commission, but this follows the Interior Minister's statements that approximately 1,300 applicants recorded reactive HIV tests. From what the Ghana AIDS Commission is saying, what should be the security agency, what procedure should they follow to confirm the HIV?
I wanted to correct that impression. Tell Ghana AIDS Commission that the four security agencies we are talking about, the police, immigration, prison, and fire, they have not employed anybody. They have not. This whole recruitment is being done by the Ministry of the Interior together with the third party.
Mm-hmm.
The agencies have not recruited anybody. So if they have any clarification, they should send it to the Ministry of the Interior. Because if you send it to the four security agencies, they have nothing to say. They have not recruited anybody since the time NDC came to power. They have not.
So the clarification is in response to the announcement the minister made that 1,300 people were disqualified because of their reactive HIV status. So
in any case, when we are electing parliamentarians and we are appointing politicians into political positions, do we do HIV tests on them? When we are electing parliamentarians and appointing politicians, do we do mental health screening on them? When we are appointing parliamentarians and politicians into positions, do we do drug tests on them? Are we saying that all of us in this country, those who are in frontline politics and everybody who is politically related, if they test them, they are not going to find HIV, or they are not going to find them abuse drugs, or they are not going to have mental health issues? Have we not been told in this country that there are mad people who wear suits and days when they don't take their medicine, it triggers? Are we then saying that all the officers who work at all the security agencies, not just the four we are talking about, if they are tested, we are not going to have people with HIV. We are not going to have people who have issues with their mental health. We are not going to have people who have drug-related issues. What are we going to do about them? Recently, as a nation, we've stopped the Americans from implementing a particular program because they want our health-related data. And the President of the Republic said, no, we will not succumb to this. And as a sovereign nation, we refused. What is the point I'm making? Health issues about people, they are private issues. And they are personal issues. I'm happy the AIDS Commission has come in. What we can do to these young Africans is to make the provisions the HIV, the AIDS Commission have, so that their health facilities can be provided to these young people and they can be cured, or they may have life support when it comes to issues affecting them. What are the core issues? Are we talking about drug abuse in this country? Yes. That is where we have come into. Are we talking about young people misbehaving with their lives? Yes. Should they be careful? Because all of us who have engaged in employment activities since then, you will go through medicals. And these are some of the things that may come out and affect you. But the way we are going about it is wrong. When the news came out that you have over 100,000 people who apply, from the Ministry of the Interior, they came out and said they are going to fail people.
Yeah.
No matter what, they will fail them using some approach and procedure nobody understood. Then we left that side. What we heard was that many of the, about 6,000 of them have drug-related issues. It became a media issue. When we left off, they said they should go and do mental health screening. It became a media issue. Now we are hearing that it's an AIDS issue. Won't these Africans say that you are finding all means to disappoint them and disqualify them? So we need to look at it carefully, because the way we are going about it, I don't think it is right. You want to employ 5,000 people. The president of the republic says employ 10,000 people. From 2005 up to today, they haven't employed one. Can you imagine if they employ 10,000 people each year? 4 years is 40,000. And taking 40,000 people from their homes into the security agencies, you are not just building confidence, you are not just giving employment, but you are building a career for these young people that the state will need them at some point in time. And yet you haven't employed single one of them. Every day we wake up is about their health issues, their health issues, their health issues. I don't think these policies are well thought through, and there's no clarity, and that is why it's creating anger in the system.
The security services have a duty to ensure their personnel can perform demanding tasks, which we all agree. How should they balance this responsibility with the Ghana AIDS Commission Act, which prohibits discrimination in employment based solely on HIV status?
The 4 agencies have not employed anybody, bro. I've just told you. They have not. It's the military who has employed people. The 4 agencies haven't employed anybody. So let that responsibility go to the Minister of the Interior. Let them answer. Because the agencies haven't employed people. Employment is an operational issue, and it's an operational task, which I insisted that the agencies, the 4 agencies involved, have the capacity to employ. But yet, the Minister of the Interior, politicians hijack the process. And every day we get up, it's about one thing or the other. Even NACOP, that comes directly under the Minister of the Interior, they have autonomy of employing people. Did you ever hear NACOP employment issue in the public space? No. Did you ever hear research department of the BNI or YOCO employment in the press or in the public space? No. So the point I'm making is that they have not employed anybody, and we cannot bring them into the picture because we don't want them to do the recruitment. And that is why you are having all these problems.
For those who have been disqualified based on the HIV status alone, is there room for them to be?
No, but the guy said he's going to disqualify the people. We don't even know the criteria for disqualification, because now that you are talking about AIDS, then the AIDS Commission and many of you guys in the media and civil society guys will ask, tell us what the criteria is. Are you willing to make it public? So that people then can tick the boxes and find out where did they get it right, where did they get it wrong, and is that the only criteria? Because you see, the security agencies have a way of doing their things, and they have a standard criteria and the procedures. And that is why some of us have waged this campaign for all this year. Take politicians out of this space. It is not their space. They are not resourceful. They have no clue what they are doing. And you continue having these problems. And they keep on coming to the public space. Particularly this one, the way we are going about it, let me use your medium to say that those who have ears, let them hear and listen. It has political connotation, and the political capital out of what we are doing may create problems in the immediate future or now, and they must stop it.
Once that ministry, the interior ministry or whichever ministry is being appointed, the sector minister is being appointed by the president. Obviously, this political connotation that I'm talking about will always be seen. Going forward, how do we deal with that so we don't even come to talk about this political connotation you're mentioning?
Let the appointment be done, let the recruitment be done by the security agencies, just like the BNR does their recruitment, just like the military does their recruitment, just like Yoko will do their recruitment, the Cybersecurity Authority will do their recruitment, Research Department will do their recruitment. Let them do their own recruitment. These organizations are mentioning their name. Apart from the military, they don't even send application forms to the applicants. Let them do their own recruitment and take politicians out of it. If you keep on meddling their space, it's about who said the form 350 and 250, and it's about who did this, who did that. It has political connotations.
Of course, it comes when it has become a political campaign on every political platform because of the growing unemployment situation in the country.
No, but in some of the countries across the globe, they are passing laws that people should join the security agencies.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see large numbers joining your agencies, it's not just because you are providing employment or people are joining because they are running away from unemployment.
Yeah.
That's a misconception. You need these guys because it's going to be people are going to retire, people are going to resign, people are going to be sacked, people are going to be interdicted, and spaces are created. And you will need these people because the trade craft will take you 3 to 5 years for you to grasp it. If we don't recruit them today and begin to train them so that in the next 5 years, the state will benefit from them in terms of dividends, you are going to make mistakes. And the day is going to come where you don't have the capacity. So it's a serious thing we are joking with it. You are not just giving employment to some young people who are running away from poverty or they want an employment. No. If you take the military, for instance, you don't go to the military and say you are looking for a job. No, you go to the military to serve. So to the extent that we made it politics and it has become a political tool and it becomes so commercialized and it's not a platform that offers these young people opportunity to serve their communities and their nation, you are going to pay a higher price tomorrow if you don't take care of it today and correct the foundations which has been broken.
I see. Mr. Kwame, I'm grateful for your time this evening.
Welcome.
So that's a fraud and crime prevention consultant, Richard Komado, also dealing with his perspective with regards to this particular matter. Once that office or the sector minister has been appointed by the sitting president, obviously, according to him, we're going to have political connotations from that. So he's urging that the security agency should employ or should recruit, but it shouldn't be the other way around. This is 505 on Class 91.3. We'll try to get a legal perspective into this matter, but you can also share your thoughts with us on our WhatsApp number 0500,000 202 0500,000 202. This is 505, brought to you by MTN. Sometimes big things, big moments start with small things. A call to a loved one, a Momo transaction to support family, a bundle to grow your business. But what if they could lead to something bigger than you ever imagined? With MTN at 30 promo, every call, every text, every browse, every Momo transaction, every connection to home fiber, and every activity on the MTN app earns you points towards amazing rewards, including 9 brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Prados, over 10 million Ghana cedis in cash prizes, and unforgettable experiences just for you, because every move count. Dial *530# *530#, or use my MTN app to participate now, and let's stay connected everywhere you go. MTN at 30 promo, make every move count. Terms and conditions apply. MTN, everywhere you go. Let me take you to Parliament, because the minority in Parliament is demanding an immediate sacking of Attorney General Dr. Dominic Akwaretinga Ayine for allegedly supervising an unlawful disbursement of 350 million Ghana cedis for flood relief. The amount, according to the government, was supposed to come from the contingency fund for relief and mitigation of the effects of the flood But the minority is raising fresh concern over the source of the money, indicating that there is currently a court order barring the government from making any withdrawal from the contingency fund. First, listen to the Deputy Minority Leader Patricia Piaget, who disclosed that there was a memo from the Attorney General acknowledging a restraining order but urged the BOG to go ahead with the release of the fund.
In this letter, headed Release of Funds from the Contingency Fund for the Emergency Flood Response Program, the Attorney General writes to the Governor of the Central Bank, and we quote his exact words: "I'm aware that the Contingency Fund is presently the subject of a garnishee proceeding." Ladies and gentlemen, the Attorney General of the Republic confirms in writing that the Contingency Fund, a fund established by the Constitution of Ghana, is under garnishee proceedings before a court of this land. A judgment creditor has moved against the very fund from which Parliament approved 350 million Ghana cedis for flood victims. Until this moment, neither the government nor the Attorney General had breathed a word of this to Parliament or to the people of Ghana. And what does the Attorney General do? Confronted with a court process against the Constitutional Fund, does he go before the court? Does he apply to vary or discharge the attachments? Does he plead a national emergency before a judge, as the law provides and as any diligent counsel would? No. He continues, and again we quote, "Notwithstanding those proceedings, it is my considered opinion the exceptional circumstances surrounding this national emergency and the overriding public interest in safeguarding lives and property warrant the immediate release of the approved funds." Unquote. He then advises the Bank of Ghana to give effect to the approvals and directives already issued and to release the 350 million from the contingency fund without delay. Then it is in his own hand. The Attorney General, aware of subsisting court process, directed the Central Bank of the Republic to proceed, notwithstanding it on no authority but his own considered opinion.
So that's the Deputy Minority Leader in Parliament, Patricia Piaget, also the Member of Parliament for Square in the Ashanti region. I've been joined on the phone by the Director of Elections for the and what the minority is demanding that the Attorney General be sacked, all because he's supervising the disbursement of a 350 million Ghana cedis, which is to be allocated to mitigate the flood issues in the country.
You're welcome, and good evening to your listeners. I am confused and lost from this press conference, and listening to the PAG and the entire press conference. She was not even assertive in what she's doing, she's reading. Whether she's sure of where the resources is coming, whether it is best, whether somebody at air doing it. Because she only finding questions. She's just finding some solution from what she don't know. KOD, the contingent fund is used for natural disaster when they okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what is the unconstitutional about it? When the same people were demanding that, the same minority were demanding that Ghanaians are dying, we should do everything to take care of them. The same people who were praising Bawumia for taking food relief to them, and then demanding Ghana should act on the emergency to resolve this issue, to save these people, to help these people. The president has taken action to use our contingent fund to save these people, which by law, under Article 177, that their contingent fund is for natural disaster when they occur. This is unconstitutional. So what actually they want the country to do for them now?
They claim there was a court order restraining withdrawals from the contingency fund.
When you go to the first thing, where the court, if there's a court restriction on that one, the court will decide on that one. The court will decide on that one. Has anybody come from the court to tell them that the court says no?
Not yet, but they say the Attorney General is aware of this order before advising the Bank of Ghana to release the funds.
So it means that, are they saying that the Attorney General, if he's aware, he's also not aware that there's no issue for him to go and withdraw the money? Did they consult the Attorney General to tell them that he didn't know about it? You see, this bunch of MPP minority in Parliament, they just want to waste our time and everything. They just want to waste everybody's time. I don't know. I don't know why any time that this country wants to move forward, this bunch of the MPP minority will just come and waste our own time. In Parliament, you have a procedure to go to check this thing in Parliament, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a procedure for you to do. Then you walk out to come and hold press conference telling us that if it's not done, you go back to Parliament and find those answers. Why not going to Parliament first? If you don't get the answers, come and talk to us.
So you disagree with their stance on, especially on the fact that the Attorney General should be dismissed because he's gone contrary to the law?
Oh, those ones are jokes of the century. These same people have the Attorney General under Ronaldo. Allow the Minister of Finance to go and use our money, our contingent money, to go and dig a hole at the cathedral, which is not under any emergency. Did they ask the Attorney General to resign that time? In the same contingent fund that they used to go and dig the cathedral hole, did anybody ask the minister to resign that time? Did even they had the authority to ask their own Attorney General to resign because he violated the laws of Ghana?
They argue that no emergency justifies ignoring a court order. How do you respond to concerns that this could set a dangerous precedent for the rule of law?
They should go to court.
But is government prepared to make public all documents related to the approval and release of the 350 million Ghana cedis?
We are not governing this country for MPP. The president came out to announce that he was using this resources, this fund. The Minister of Finance came out. It's a part of informing the public, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what again do they want?
Maybe the general public will be interested to see how the public funds will be used, especially in...
Have you started even using it? Chewodi.
Madi.
Have you started using the money?
Not yet.
So what does MPP want us to do?
Class 91.3 FM.
I see.
Because we have kept entertaining ignorance of MPP for too long, thinking that if they speak English, they are making sense. There is the fund issue that you are talking about. Nobody has explained it yet. But I say, come and audit it. Audit what? Audit dreams.
I see. Well, Mari, let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens in the coming days. I'm grateful.
You see what you said could have been the wisest thing the MPP should do. Should have been the wisest thing the MPP should do. That in fact, let's hope that it goes well. It does well. That's the kind of advice they do. But you see, because they have been masters of misusing our public fund, that is why they are scared they think that we do the same. These are people who had COVID money, share it to their girlfriends and their boyfriends and use it the way they want. Without using it the way it's supposed to use, they thought we would be like them.
Madi, I'm grateful for your
Let's be serious
time.
in this country. Let's be serious in this country.
Great. Madi, thank you for your time this evening. So that's Madi Jibril, who is the Director of Elections for the National Democratic Congress, NDC. Well, the minority also contends that the BOG, that's the Bank of Ghana, have also violated the court order and went ahead to disburse the fund, or the money have been withdrawn from another government account without parliamentary approval. Listen.
The Ministry of Finance subsequently announced that the 350 million cedis had been released while the court process remained unresolved. The unavoidable question, therefore, is how did the money move? One conclusion is difficult to escape. If the contingency fund remained under attachment and could not lawfully be assessed, then the emergency disbursement could only have proceeded through another public account. In other words, when the approved source became unavailable, an alternative source appears to have been used. If that is what occurred, then Parliament was never asked to approve the alternative source, and the constitutional requirements governing withdrawals from public funds were bypassed. Yet the Ministry of Finance official statement announced, without qualification, that the money had been released from the contingency fund. If the funds were in fact drawn from another account, then that statement did not accurately reflect what transpired. If the 350 million was drawn from any account other than the contingency fund, then the approval Parliament granted was never executed. The withdrawal that was executed was never approved. And the Constitution and the Public Financial Management Act 2016, Act 921, which criminalizes unauthorized withdrawals of public funds, have been violated in broad daylight. Consider third, Article 88. The Attorney General is the principal legal advisor to the government and is responsible for the conduct of all civil proceedings against the state. His letter of 1st July 2026 is a written admission of failure on both fronts. As the officer responsible for civil proceedings against the state, he presided over litigation in which a constitutional fund of the Republic was attached, and there's no indication that the attachment was resisted or that any application was made to discharge it. As principal legal advisor, when the moment came to counsel lawfully, should he fail to do the honorable thing, we call on the President, who swore an oath to preserve, protect, and defend this Constitution, to relieve him of office without delay. The minority accordingly demands, first, the Attorney General and the Minister for Finance appear before Parliament without delay to lay before the House the garniture order, the full record of the suit that produced the judgment debt, the letter of 1st July 2026, and every correspondence exchanged among the Attorney General, the Ministry of Finance, the Controller and Accountant General, and the Bank of Ghana concerning the attachment, the directives, and the withdrawal. Fourth, the Attorney General resign or be removed from office. The minority further serves notice. Should candid answers not be forthcoming, we shall pursue every parliamentary and legal avenue available to us, including motion for a full-scale parliamentary inquiry and recourse to the Supreme Court for the enforcement of the Constitution under Article 2 and 130.
So that's the Deputy Minority Leader, Patricia P.J., who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for Asqua in the Shanti region. While still in Parliament, Health Minister Kwame Okyere Jnr has attributed the delay in opening the 120-bed Children's Hospital at Wager to the contractor's failure to complete and officially hand over the facility. Responding to questions in Parliament, the minister said the hospital has been fully staffed and is ready to begin operations, but the ministry cannot commence work until outstanding issues, including some unfinished works and the installation of medical equipment, are completed. The health minister explained that the World Bank funded project faced delays after procurement irregularities were identified during construction, requiring corrective measures before work could continue. He said the ministry has engaged the contractor several times to resolve the challenges, with a final meeting expected on July 10 when the contractor returns to Ghana. The health minister dismissed claims that government is intentionally delaying the opening of the facility, saying inspections by the Ghana Health Service showed that some sections of the hospital are yet to be completed. He assured Parliament that facility could start receiving patients within 24 hours after the official handover, adding that there will be no need for a formal commissioning ceremony. Listen.
We have on standby the full complement of staff for the facility, number one. Mr. Speaker, we have invited the contractor on several occasions. In some instances, he sent his representative. The last meeting will take place on the 10th of this month. Today is on the 8th. So on the 10th of this month, the contractor is not in the country at the moment. We have invited him, and on the 10th was his request that he will be available personally for us to conclude on the matters. So, Mr. Speaker, let me put it on record that it's not as though the facility has been fully completed. There are no issues, and government deliberately do not want to commission. The Speaker, as we send people from the Ghana Health Service to the facility, there are equipment that have not been installed, and there are others that have been installed, but we don't have complete access, and the project has not been handed over to the ministry. So we are engaging with the contractor to resolve the issues so that the project will be fully handed over to the ministry for its operationalization. So, Mr. Speaker, once again, I put it on record that the project has not been fully completed, one. Two, the project has not been handed over to the ministry for its operationalization. Mr. Speaker, I can assure you that if the project is handed over this morning, in the next 24 hours, we don't even need to do any fanfare. We will commission the project because we have a full complement of staffing for that particular facility. When we send the Ghana Health Service staff to the facility, there are equipment that has not been installed, and those that have been installed, they do not have access to the codes of the equipment because the contractor has not handed over to the ministry. And so, Mr. Speaker, we are dealing with that issue, but I just wanted to put on record that the perception out there that the project has been completed and handed over to the ministry and we do not want to commission is not the case.
So you heard clearly from the Minister for Health, Kwame Okyere Jnr. Let me speak with my colleague Zita Okwan, who joins us live from Parliament. Zita, what more can you tell us from Parliament?
Well, KOJ, as we rightly heard the Health Minister, Kwame Okyere Jnr, he was answering questions by the Member of Parliament for Human Lower Dentra, Lawrence Ajinsam, and he asked about the Agenda 111 project. He asked the Minister of Health for the plans of the ministry to complete these particular projects. The Agenda 111 District Hospital located at Himan in the Himan Lower Dentra constituency. And this, the Minister for Health answering the question announced that Cabinet has decided to discontinue the implementation of the majority of the Agenda 111 hospital projects, with government rather prioritizing completion of only 35 facilities across the country. And explaining this, the minister mentioned that this particular move was part of the government's efforts to ensure prudent use of public resources and also avoid what it describes as unproductive spending. Yeah, KOJ, the minister, however, said that a review of the program Cabinet has resolved to adopt a phased approach that focuses on completing a smaller number of projects based on priority and then availability of resources. He also indicated that the government intends to deepen collaboration between with the Christian Health Association of Ghana, that's CHAG, and then a long-standing partner in healthcare delivery as part of efforts to improve access to quality health service and strengthen the country's healthcare system. We can take a listen to the Health Minister, Kwame Okyere Jnr, earlier today.
There has been a cabinet decision on the Agenda 111. And as I have already indicated, we are supposed to phase them out. And so Cabinet has taken a decision to invest in the first 35 districts or facilities. And the criteria we use in selecting the first 35, which Heman Lower Denchira district or project is part of the 35. And so we look at the level of completion, we look at the need of the people in the area. So in some cases, there are no district hospitals within the catchment area. And then we also look at the regional distribution. So at least we have at least a facility in every region. So these are the criteria we use in identifying these 35. And so this 35, we have concluded on, government is going to invest in it and complete. Another strategy is also to bring what we call CHAG, Christian Health Association of Ghana. We are not into competition with CHAG, we are in partnership with CHAG. So government pays for the compensation of workers at CHAG already. And therefore what government has decided is that if CHAG is interested in any of these facilities, we'll welcome them and then we'll give it to them for them to complete and then run, because it's non-profit organization. And then the third one is the pure private sector. The private sector can also be invited. We'll sign an MOU or a contract. We can do build, operate, and transfer.
Well, so I'm sure you've heard you've gotten the updates from the Agenda 111. Zita, let me come to you. Any other thing we need to know before I take leave of you?
Well, currently happening before the floor is the Tribunals Bill 2026. And KOJ, what we need to know is that this particular bill seeks to provide for establishments for jurisdiction, composition, and operation of tribunals in accordance with the Constitution. And then the bill also establishes a tribunal oversight committee, ensuring it doesn't go overboard in administering justice. Earlier, the Minister for Justice and Attorney General, Dominic Ayene, was on the floor, and he mentioned that the Tribunal Oversight Committee will report to the Judicial Council as part of a monitoring mechanism. And he added that establishment of the tribunals respond to the maximum justice emanates from the people. So that is currently being discussed. Earlier, as I came out from the chamber, the Majority Leader, Mahama Yariga, was on the floor contributing to this particular bill. KOJ.
Right, Zita, thank you so much for your update from the House of Parliament. That's my colleague, our parliamentary correspondent, Zita Okwan. This is 505 on Class 91.3. I'll take a quick commercial break. I'll be back shortly.
The World Cup football fever is here, and Electroland Ghana Limited is bringing the excitement of the stadium right into your home with unbeatable soccer promotion. Experience every goal and celebration in clarity, just like you're live at the stadium with discounts on Samsung, TCL, and NASCO Smart TVs. Make every match day perfect for your football watch parties with powerful air conditioners and air coolers, top and bottom mount chest and display fridges, gas cooker, washing machines, microwaves, small kitchen appliances, and more. This is the biggest football promo of the year. Rush to our showrooms and authorized dealer shops or call 050-315-9739. Electroland, bringing the stadium home.
Hello, Charlie. I'm at the library. Why do you keep calling me?
Wake
question. What's the capital of Burkina Faso?
Ouagadougou. Bye.
Wait. Which planet is the hottest in the solar system?
Venus. Actually, why all these questions?
See, I'm playing the MTN Swipe and Win promo. I might cash out some cool 1,000 Ghana cedis today.
1,000 cedis. Charlie, what's the next question?
Join the MTN Swipe and Win promo today. Answer trivia, earn points, and stand a chance to win 1,000 Ghana cedis every day. Weekly cash of 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000 Ghana cedis. A brand new Hyundai Texan in the first 3 months, and the ultimate grand prize of 500,000 Ghana cedis. Recharge your account to qualify for the daily draws. To join, visit swipeandwinpromo.mtn.com.gh. Download the My MTN app or dial *5030#. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. TNCs apply.
MTN.
You're welcome back from that quick commercial break. Let's move on. Minister for Roads and Highways, Governor Kwame Okyere Jnr. has directed Greenhouse International Development Limited, the contractor handling the Have-Hohoi Road project, to increase the project's completion rate from the current 13% to at least 20% within the next 2 months or face possible termination of the contract. During an inspection of the project, the minister expressed dissatisfaction with the slow pace of work and the limited equipment deployed at the construction site. He questioned engineers in charge of the project over the delays and demanded explanations for the lack of significant progress despite the contract timeline. Mr. Okyere stressed that government will not tolerate unnecessary delays on critical road infrastructure projects and urged the contractor to mobilize additional personnel and equipment to accelerate work. He warned that failure to meet the new targets could result in the contract being terminated and reassigned to more capable contractor.
Yes. What I'm saying is that the one at the riverside I didn't see. I said I saw one.
Yes, you
but every time we went through was dusty. What it means is that if you are now coming to start watering the road today, I can understand. But what we have gone through, they haven't seen any road being watered. So you probably need to do better than that. What percentage of work have you done so far, based on the new program?
8% to 10%.
What was the planned program?
Planned program about next time, from next month.
No.
This month.
Where since you started the new phase and the big push, where were you supposed to be by now, according to the planned program?
Around 15%.
So, engineer, what percentage are they supposed to do by now? About 20%. And they are currently around 13%. So obviously, you are significantly behind schedule. Unlike Accra, we don't have flooding or any problem here. So you cannot even use the rain as a basis of delaying your work, because you've been on this project since 2013 or 2012? Yeah. 2012. And up to 2016, a new government came 2017 to 2025. And then, so you've been on this road for so long. So setting up camp and everything, we have already been here. You're not working. You have 2 months to bring your program to 20% or consider the fact that we'll bring somebody else to complete this. This is a very critical road in the trunk road network of our country. You've been here since 2012. Aren't you tired of being on the same road, giving excuse? We'll change the rate of this project again and again and again. And if you are somebody born and you live on this corridor, you would have been tired of every government coming to say, we are coming to complete this project. So you have 2 months to bring your program up to minimum 20%, or we would assume that for 14 years you are not capable of doing the work.
So that's the Minister for Roads and Highways, Governor Kwame Okyere Jnr. This one, personally, I'll have to appeal that the Minister will also take a look at the Kasson Malam Highway. That road, in fact, should be captured in the Big Push projects. If it is not captured, it has to be captured in the Big Push project, because that is also a major road connecting Accra to the central region and to the rest of the country. So that's a very important one. Well, before we get to business, the Black Stars exit from the FIFA World Cup has seen sales of Ghana jerseys return to normal. Although prices remain unchanged, traders see the high demand experienced before and during the tournament has declined, with business now back to its usual pace. They explained that original jersey still sell at about 250 Ghana cedis, while replica jersey remain at 150 cedis at the cost, as the cost of acquiring the jersey has not changed. The traders, however, remain optimistic that sales will pick up again when the Black Stars return to international action. There's more in the following report.
The referee sounds the final whistle of the match, and Ghana, sadly, their journey in the 2026 World Cup comes to an end.
The excitement that surrounded the Black Stars World Cup campaign may be over, but jersey prices remain unchanged. A visit to some jersey shops at Osu revealed that people are not really buying the jersey due to the exit of the Black Stars from the World Cup compared to when the team was participating, where supporters rushed to purchase the national team's jersey. Despite the decline in sales, traders say prices have remained unchanged. Original Ghana jerseys continue to sell at 250 Ghana cedis, while the replica jerseys are priced at 150 Ghana cedis. According to the vendors, the cost of purchasing the jerseys has not changed, making it difficult to reduce prices.
By saying about normal level now. By a better so as an ton by any ton in the air apart from this in the time I started wake up, no, you can find the price number the mine, and the wake up sending a ton and one surprise now because maybe I didn't be a 2 cities mark of 2 city or no, you wake up because maybe a 50%. I wake up in about 1 city. I may mark of 1 city or not be a meton 1 city 50%. Now say I'm qualified and to me I'm to the next stage. Minty so because it is on my book. I say, be answer business for profit. I say, want to mean your business. Price
Some supporters, however, say they no longer see the need to buy the jerseys now that the Black Stars are out of the competition. They say they were motivated to purchase the jerseys to support the team during the World Cup.
What's the essence of us buying the Ghana jersey again? Because the Black Stars are no more in the game, they are out and then back to the country.
You know, when the team was still in competition, everybody was so excited and wanted to show their support by buying a Ghana jersey, even though the jersey was expensive. And now the fact that Ghana is out of the competition, I don't see the need to buy the Ghana jerseys anymore. Besides, they've not even reduced the prices, so why should I buy it instead of using that money to do something else?
Oh, there's no need for me to buy because one, Black Stars, we didn't qualify. Two, they didn't get to quarterfinals, and moreover, we are home. They've come back home, so there's no need for me to buy the jersey. No, I won't buy it. For now, the jerseys remain on the shelves, a reminder that in football, passion may be seasonal, but business continues. Reporting for Class News, I am Portia Brooklyn.
Well, so that's a report there by my colleague Portia. So the people are not really not buying the Black Stars jersey. Where I bought my jersey, the guy says that he's here 150 crown, which means that he's reduced the price of the jersey because I bought it at 200 cedis, and now it looks like I have to go back and buy maybe 4, so that it will square the 200 cedis I bought it. Let's do business. Nana Jiman Prempe will join us shortly for a business. But review scratch for win is here. Just dial star 850 star 5 to play now. Select class 91.3 between 5 cities and 2,000 cities. Choose your lucky card out of 5 options. Confirm gameplay and enter your Momo pin. Receive your game results and win it instantly. It is fun, easy, and exciting. Review scratch for win, scratch kick, and DC Kasi Bam. It is for persons 18 years and above and powered by Super Cash Games.
And in business, the Bank of Ghana's 2025 fraud report has revealed that fraud across Ghana's financial sector rose sharply in 2025, largely driven by a surge in electronic fraud with payment service provider PSP sector. According to the central bank, specialized deposit-taking institutions, SDIs, and PSPs increased by 48%, rising from 16,733 in 2024 to 24,778 in 2025. There's more in the following news report.
The central bank attributed the rise in fraud cases almost entirely to the PSP sector, noting that fraud has increasingly migrated to digital payment platforms in line with the rapid growth in electronic transactions and relatively lower levels of digital literacy among some users. Fraud incidents reported by PSPs rose by 54% to 24,124 in 2025 from 15,673 in 2024. The value at risk in the sector also nearly doubled, increasing by 95% from 19 million Ghana cedis to 37 million Ghana cedis. Reported fraud cases fell by 34% to 472 in 2025 from 716 in 2024, while the value at risk declined by 24% to 57 million Ghana cedis from 75 million Ghana cedis. The report identified ATM and POS fraud, fraudulent withdrawals, cash suppression, cyber fraud, and document forgery as the most common fraud types recorded by banks. Specialized deposit-taking institutions also recorded fewer fraud incidents in 2025, with cases dropping by 47% from 344 to 182. Despite the decline in number of cases, the value at risk increased by 77% to approximately 8 million Ghana cedis, largely due to a few high-value cases involving forgery and manipulations of documents. The report showed that fraud has steadily increased across the financial sector over the past 4 years. Total fraud cases rose from 15,164 in 2022 to 24,778 in 2025, while the industry's total value at risk increased from 82 million Ghana cedis to 101 million Ghana cedis over the same period. According to the Bank of Ghana, this trend reflects the migration of fraud from traditional banking channels to digital financial services.
So that was a News X report. The Ghana Revenue Authority (GRA) has given Electrochem Ghana Limited, a subsidiary of the Magdan Group of Companies, a 7-day ultimatum to settle an outstanding tax liability of 8.6 million cedis or face further enforcement action. This forms part of the GRA's efforts to recover unpaid taxes and ensure compliance with the country's tax laws. Speaking to the media after the exercise, the Accra Area Enforcement Manager of the GRA, Joseph Annan, said the authority would be forced to restrict access to the entire mining facility if the company fails to honor its tax obligations within the next 7 days.
What we have done, by way of some concession, is to seal off the administrative block. Ordinarily, we would have sealed off the main gate, but just look around. You see the trucks and you see the indigenes who are working here. To get all of them off the premises will be a challenge. We are always friendly to our taxpayers, but then we keep our eyes on the ball. So what we have done is to seal off the administrative block. Immediately, they are paying 200,000, which is woefully inadequate. But like I always say, a bird in hand is more than a nine in the bush. So we are taking it. But then we'll still seal off the administrative block. And then we are giving them 7 days to do the needful or come to the head office and have some engagement with our big men. Beyond that, we'll come back and seal off the main gate so that there wouldn't be any access at all to any of them, including even their customers. So we have given them some grace period of 7 days to do the needful.
Joseph Annan is the Greater Accra Area Enforcement Manager of the Ghana Revenue Authority (GRA). On the international front, a major outage at Australia's largest telecommunications company has led to cancelled train services, left thousands of customers without mobile coverage, and sparked an investigation into emergency calls that were not connected. Telstra's Chief Financial Officer Michael Ackland apologized for the issue, which began at 4:30 local time today and affected WhatsApp, mobile calls, and data services. And that's it for business. Back to you, KOG.
Thank you, Prempe, for bringing us business. Let's do some few messages before I leave you. Good evening, KOG. It is unfortunate that these MP people will continue to have the space in spite of the numerous criminal cases against them. If governments were prosecuting them expeditiously, they won't have the liberty to be misbehaving like this. Davi Sena came through with that. From Toro in Lashibi says, this a bunch of MPPs semi-micro in parliament are confused people. They should give us a break. So, hi KOJ. Francis in Accra says, hi KOJ. What is the micro minority saying? Their call and 1 million press conference is always laughable. When under MPP fund were taken from contingency fund to dig a national cathedral, what did they say then? They can go to court, even as they are going on stop the governments from 10 to 11th. 10 to 11 cleanup exercise because of their internal elections. Okay. The roads minister, Honorable Government Kwame Okyere Jnr, must hold any contractor accountable failing to execute or do good roads in the don't get to them. So good roads. Okay, so that's a different message here. So Info Komla sends that. Prosper Ndewenya says, KOJ, if you go back to purchase 4 more Black Stars jersey, to what end? Game over. I'm thinking of going for just one. Okay, anyway, 70. Okay. Against the Ghana at 70. Sorry for you. Prosper Ndewenya came through with that. Prosper, it's been a while. Trust you're doing very well. On behalf of my team, led by Nano Yankra, produced by Norenda Irajua Crunchy, I'm grateful for a company in the last 60 minutes. My name is Kwame Okyere Jnr. Always a pleasure serving you 505 on Class 91.3. We'll do the same time tomorrow, same time, 5 p.m. on Class 91.3. I leave you in the hands of Mr. Mauto, who will drive you home safely. Good evening, good night.